This is a Lamborghini Urus, and it's a bit like Jeff Bezos' spaceship, Blue Origin. You see, it's massive, it's extremely powerful, it's slightly controversial, and it's completely unnecessary. But there is something slightly cool about it. Now in this video, I'm going to give it a jolly good reviewing. I'm going to talk you around the exterior, the interior, uncover some trinkets inside which might reveal who actually owns this very car. I'm also going to drive it, brake test it, and launch it from 0 to 60 and over the stunning quarter mile many times to see if I can break it. Because I'm a good friend like that. Now, if you like videos on cars such as this, please make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon to turn your notifications on. That way you won't miss a single upload. Anyway, I'm Matt Watson and you're watching Carwow.
Buying a new car? Then head to Carwow and my team will help you find your next car at a fair price. Carwow, your one-stop car buying comparison site.
Let's start off this video by talking about the design of the Urus. So for an SUV, it's very sporty looking. I mean, look how raked that rear window is. It's got this big diffuser as well. This one is in carbon fibre, look at that. And there's carbon fibre here on this particular car, carbon fibre. Roof spoiler as well. I mean, who could own this car?
All day, every day.
I think they're actually missing two letters from here. It should be an M in there and an A there. One thing does annoy me about this though, this vent, stick of truth. I'm going to poke this person's car with a stick of truth. It's not just press cars that get that kind of treatment, you know. From the side, you can be in no doubt that the Urus is the sportiest looking SUV. I mean, just look at that falling roof line. It's so aggressive, isn't it? Now, as standard, you have 21-inch alloy wheels, moving all the way up to 23s, though if that's not big enough for you, you could do like this owner has and fit some 24s. 24s. They've also seemed to have fitted some carbony extra bits down here, side skirts, carbony bits here. I think this might be carbon wrap on here and carbon wrap on the door handles. It's actually quite hard to tell because it's pretty decent actually. Wonder who would do that. Here at the front, this car has a real angry face. In fact, the design mimics that of an Aventador, only it's raised up, obviously. This one has some extra bits and pieces on it, such as carbon trim, or should I say carbon chin, look at that. It's actually called a Nero body kit. It's added to the price of this car. So the starting price of an Urus comes in around £178,000. This one has had an extra 80 grand spent on it. I mean, it's got lots of kit and lots of extras on it, and I'll explain some more in a bit. Now, if you're thinking about buying a new car or thinking of selling your current car, click on the pop-up banner up there to go to Carwow. You can make sure you're paying a fair price for the car you're buying and that you're getting a fair price for the car you're selling. If you want to do it at a later date, just simply Google Help Me Carwow. My team and I will help you choose the right car for you and get it for a fair price from one of our trusted dealers. Here on the inside, this Urus is just as dramatic, especially in the way this owner has spec'd it up. Great choice of colours. I love the red, the black and the silver trim. Really smart. I like the general design of it as well, the way it's multi-layered, stitching in the leather on the dash. It feels very high quality. It's all quite simple to use as well. Yeah, it's touch screens here for your central infotainment system and for your climate control, but you've got haptic feedback, which basically in English means that it vibrates a bit like your mobile phone when you press a button, so you know you've pressed it. The infotainment system, very easy to use, navigate through, and digital driver's display, nice and clear, cool Lamborghini style graphics. So all this tech reminds me of the tech in an Audi RSQ8. Though I think the owner of this car would probably be in a bit of denial that this is basically an Audi really, with a Lamborghini badge there. Driving position is good though. You can get these seats nice and low for an SUV, but also nice and high if you're a short arse like me. Actually, when I picked this car up, the seat was really far back, so whoever owns it is really tall. Now let's talk about storage. So door bins. Yeah, big door bins, look at that. And extra sensitive baby wipes. Whoever owns this car has just had a baby. What have we got in here? Lots of coins for random parking or whatever. You've got some more storage under here, which the owner's got like airwaves. And there's a 20 and a £5 note there as well. Some cash at the ready. What we've got in here, so a decent sized glove box. And they have, what's this? This is like deodorant with quarter moisturising cream for extra sensitive skin. More chewing gum. And what's this? What's Wildberry drops? These are like the kind of travel sweets that you used to have in the 1980s that you wish you just had something like some jelly babies or something nice. What? A bit old fashioned. Someone who's about my age then. Other than that, yeah, really nice interior. What's that? You're more interested in the engine. All right, let's talk about that now. As you're probably aware, Audi owns Lamborghini, and they're all part of the Volkswagen Group. And what you have here is the same twin-turbo 4-litre V8 that you get in a Porsche Cayenne and an Audi RS Q8. However, here in the Lamborghini, it is the most powerful version you can get of that engine. 650 horsepower, 850 newton meters of torque, drives all four wheels via an 8-speed torque converter automatic gearbox with launch control. We'll come on to that in a second. Now, one of the complaints about this engine is it's not the most raucous or noisy. However, the owner of this car has fitted an aftermarket system to this Urus. So let's hear it. Go on, let's start the engine. Sure you won't mind. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, nice. That sounds well fruity. Now, you probably guessed already, the person that would do that is someone that appears in our drag races, isn't it? It is, of course, Yanni from Yanni Mize. Now, I'm going to launch this car. He doesn't want me to, but it's part of the reviews. I want to know what it is from 0 to 60 and over the standing quarter, and he's going to be a bit cross because he asked me not to. So to try and make up for that, what I want you to do is click on the pop-out banner up there to go and subscribe to Yanni's personal channel and say, listen, please let Matt off for launching your car. We needed to see it. All right, go make sure you do that and subscribe. Now, I'm going to launch this car to see how quick it is a little later on in this video. Before then, though, there's some other things we need to look at. The Urus comes with carbon ceramic brakes as standard, and the discs are the largest on any production car. 440mm, gripped by 10 piston calipers. At the back, the discs are 370mm and they're gripped by 6 piston calipers. I'm going to do a brake test, though I'm not sure these tyres are as good as the standard Pirelli P0s. Definitely not as good as the Michelin's, so I wonder if that's going to affect the braking performance. So bear that in mind, Yanni, okay? Some new tyres. If you can get them to fit these wheels, which you probably can't. Now I'm going to do a brake test from 70 miles an hour. Full emergency stop. Come on, what distance will it do this in? Let's have a look. Stopped from 70 miles an hour in 46 metres, which is, all right. Now if you want to see another SUV perform better, click on the pop-out banner up there to see what car it is and what distance that stopped in. It's actually quite impressive. Seeing as the Urus is the very pinnacle of SUVs from the VW group, they've chucked all their chassis technology at it to make it handle not like an SUV at all. So it's got active air suspension, so you can read the road and alter its setting as you're driving along, or you can just pre-select it if you want to. Also, you've got a four-wheel drive system with a torque sensing diff in the middle, and it's rear-wheel drive biased. There's also an active limited slip differential at the back with torque vectoring, so you can send power to the wheel with the most grip to help push you around corners. You've also got rear-wheel steering, so at higher speeds the rear wheels turn in the same direction as the fronts to help you turn into the corner, and at lower speeds they go in the opposite direction, a bit like a forklift truck, to make the car more manoeuvrable. And then there's the active anti-roll bars. So what they'll do is stop the car leaning in the bend so it can prop at the corners of the cars. But when you're going on a bumpy road, they can decouple so the wheels are free to just move up and down to help smooth things out. It's all very clever. Let's see how I just bang myself on it. That's one thing about this car. It's got lots of sharp edges, so if you do get your funny bone, it can quite a bit. Anyway, let's drive it, see what it's like. Let's go and abuse Yanni's car. Sorry, Yanni, I'm going to drive it like I stole it. Oh, first thing, normal Urus, the exhaust is good, it's a waffly sound. This aftermarket one that Yanni's had fitted, definitely if you've got an Urus, it's worth fitting an aftermarket exhaust to get some more pops and bangs and theatre out of it. I tell you what, the steering's really good. It doesn't have much feel, but it's precise and it's quick. And the car's fairly agile. That rear wheel steering does help get the car turning. The thing that's most surprising is, even though I got the car set up with the smooth setting for the air suspension, it's cornering completely flat, which is just nuts for a tall SUV like this. It's got to be to do with the active anti-roll bars, which prop up the corner that starts to lean. Watch out, birds! Get out of the way! This has got to be the best handling SUV. While it's between this and this SUV, click on the pop-out banner up there to see what the other best handling SUV is. Oh, the engine in this is a bit more potent though. Let's try the brakes. For carbon ceramics, they're not too grabby, not quite as smooth as steel brakes, but if you're driving this on a twisty road, especially somewhere in the Alps like going downhill, you're going to appreciate that carbon ceramics standing up to all that heavy braking. Now, I'm going to actually put the car into relaxing strada mode, so everything's just chilled. And this is the thing with the Urus. All the other Lamborghinis, they've got more theatre with their naturally aspirated engines and their supercar focus. This is just chilled SUV when you're just cruising around. Honestly, the suspension is very, very good at dealing with bumps. The steering's light, the visibility is generally pretty good, apart from the view out the back window, which is tiny. This is really not very good. But door mirror is huge, and while the seat can be quite low, you can jack it up so you can get a good view out of it. I can see why Yanni loves these things. You know, he's a Lamborghini man. This is his dream come true, because really, like Aventadors and those kind of things around town and London, nightmare. This, perfect. Well, unless you're getting on a really narrow road, and then you've got to be a bit careful, because it is a bit of a wide old beast. The car, not Yanni. Sorry, Yanni. One of the great things about the Urus is that you've got Lamborghini performance, but in a practical SUV body. So here in the back, look, if I sit up straight, headroom's just about okay for me. People over 6 foot might find it a little tight. In terms of knee room, can't complain. Look how much knee room there is. Now this seat is in my usual driving position, but let's put it in the position it would be in if Yanni was driving. A big old lad like Yanni. Big as in long legs, that's what I mean, long legs. That's all. Yeah, it's still fine. Now this is the 5-seater, so you can carry 3 people in the back at once, but there's this hump in the floor there, which gets in the way a bit, and then you notice, look, the headroom, limited like that. There we go. Seats are nice and comfy though, if you're in one of the outer seats, pretty good. And look, there's some various bits of practicality, so you've got your armrest there, and that's covered, so you've got your cup holders there. And if you need to carry longer items, fold this down, you've got through loading. And then there's some other bits of practicality like this. Look, nice, expensive feeling pockets on the backs of the seats, large door bins as well. You have full zone climate control, all digital of course. Speaking of digital, check this out. This car has the rear entertainment package, £4,500 option. I hope Yanni's boys appreciate this. You know, they get to enjoy this. None of that in my car. Anyway, let's check out the boot. So, you get an electric tailgate, obviously. Should do at this price really, shouldn't you? There's a bit of a load lip, not that much, but you've got this nice shiny scuff plate so you don't damage your paintwork. Oh look, we've got some bits and pieces in here. I think this cushion is Yanni's. Now in terms of the capacity, 616 litres. It's actually pretty decent. However, the boot on an Aston Martin DBX is slightly bigger still. And if you click on the pop-out banner up there, you can watch my full in-depth video review of that car. And that brings me to 5 annoying things about the Lamborghini Urus. Well, I generally like these sports seats here in the front. The design of the headrests slightly protrude forward, so it pushes your head forward like that, so you end up in a bit of a bad posture situation. Well, I like the look of this Nero design body kit and the extended sills. There is a bit of a problem with them, look. When you go to get in, they stick out quite a way, and I've already jabbed my shin on it, it's very painful. And I do wonder that when you're getting out, you might accidentally like tread on it and snap it. Well, I quite like the fact you've got this like safety cover for the starter button. I'm not convinced by these switches here, and especially not by this stupid reverse lever. So this is just for reverse, this whole thing for reverse. To put it into drive, you just pull up on a paddle. I actually hate this. Yeah. As standard, you can't actually fold the rear seats down from here in the back, which you might want to do. So you have to walk around and use the lever just here at the bases. Which is also used for reclining these back seats. And when you do fold the seats down, there's this little gap here where you can lose certain things in. In fact, what's this? What's he lost in here? Pound shop? No way! No way, Yanni's been to the pound shop. There's so many Audi parts in this car, like all the switches, Audi, but this is just ripped wholesale. And then what you're going to have if you buy this car is motoring journalist friends such as me saying things like, do you know what? The chassis is actually the same as on the Volkswagen Touareg. So yeah, you're going to end up having to constantly say to them, well, what car do you own, bruv, eh?
Don't worry, there's still plenty to like about this car. Here's the Carwow 5 core features.
As I've already pointed out quite a few times already in this video, the Urus is based on an Audi RSQ8. However, Lamborghini have used a lot more aluminium in its construction, and that plus the use of lighter carbon ceramic brakes means that it weighs 115 kilos less than the Audi. Still comes in at 2.2 tons though. You can get the Urus with an off-road pack. I'm not sure they sell many of those outside of the Arab Emirates, but there we go. Now, as some, the car gets a Nev mode, which means snow. But if you have the off-road pack, you get two of the modes. One is Italian for off-road, and the other one is Italian for sand. Whatever those words are, I don't really know. What they also give you is increased ride height. So when you have it in the off-road mode and you've got the off-road pack, you can actually increase the car's ride height by 40 millimeters over standard. Also, the off-road pack includes some underbody protection should you hit a rock or something like that. Check this out, guys. Look, frameless windows. How very sporting and Lamborghini-like is that? This is less Lamborghini-like though. Look, soft closed doors, luxury. If you think the boot height is a little bit too high for you to lift heavy items in, don't worry. There is something called a kneeling mode, which basically allows you to lower the car in its air suspension at a press of a button. Down it goes. Still going down. Kneel before me, car, kneel. While you're down there, love. To match the hexagonal design on the front of the car, there's actually loads of hexagons here inside the cabin as well, so hexagonal shape on the centre boss of the steering wheel. The cup holders are hexagonal rather than round. This is hexagonal. The shapes here on the infotainment system, hexagonal. These, hexagonal. Hexagonal air vents, hexagonal here on the seats, hexagonal door handles, just hexagons everywhere. This Urus is supposed to do 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds, but I'm going to find out for myself. I'm going to launch it with my specialist timing gear up here. I'm going to take extra precautions, so I'm just going to keep safe with this. Yanni has a massive head, look, both physically and metaphorically. Anyway, so let's launch it. Here we go. Left on the brake, it's in course mode, no SC. Floor the throttle. Launch control is possible. Oh, here we go. Oh, 3.75 to 60. Do you know it bogged down a bit? What's the quarter mile? 11.87. You know, I've raced with Yanni a few times in this car, and sometimes it nails the launch.
We go, come on baby, Lambo all day, every day.
And then other times he complains, like, oh, it's bogged down. And I always thought he was just giving it all that, but it does sometimes just bog down a bit.
Oh, took a second to get away.
Can I do better? One more go. Yeah, that's better. 3.57. Oh, yes. And 11.72 for the quarter mile. That was better. If it doesn't bog down, it goes quicker. He didn't lie. Do I look stupid? Yeah, I definitely look stupid, don't I? So then, what's my final verdict on the Lamborghini Urus? Should you avoid it? Should you consider it? Should you shortlist it? Or should you just go right ahead and buy it? Well, I reckon you should shortlist it. I mean, it's an immense high-performance SUV that really does feel like a Lamborghini. Now, I'll probably save some money and just get an Audi RS Q8 instead. Now, saying that's going to annoy Yanni. In fact, do you know what? He's been really kind, lent me his car, and I've gone and criticised it slightly and been a bit rude at times about him. Sorry, Yanni, please forgive me, please. In fact, you can help me get him to forgive me by making sure you go to his channel and subscribe there, okay? Yanni channel. The link is in the description. Please do that, and thanks for watching.